What's up, Colts fans? How about that win on Sunday against the Tennessee Titans, baby? Let's go! 7-5. We're in the driver's seat for a playoff spot. Okay, I'm gonna get to that later. There's a lot of interesting stuff going on, man. Telling you what. But the Colts, they beat the Tennessee Titans 31-28. A game that I honestly didn't think the Colts were gonna win. Colts didn't play that well. But Gardner Minshew, he started hitting some guys. He was hitting Pittman. Pittman had 11 catches for 105 yards and 1 touchdown. Okay? Alec Pierce had 2 phenomenal... Well, I should say Gardner Minshew had 2 phenomenal just in-the-bucket passes. And great catch by Alec Pierce. 2 great catches by Alec Pierce. 1 touchdown to give the Colts their first score. And another catch to set the Colts up in overtime to win. What a game. Seriously, this was a very entertaining game. and you got to give the Titans credit. They came out swinging. They come out absolutely swinging. Derrick Henry was one on the ball really well. He had 21 carries for 102 yards and 2 touchdowns. And then he went out with an injury. He had a concussion. He didn't return to the game. And the Colts, I think if Derrick Henry stays in the game, the Titans probably run all over us, specifically Derrick Henry, but that's the way it goes sometimes. But man, 31-28 in overtime, an absolutely crazy game. Gardner Minshew, 26 of 42, 312 touchdowns, 312 passing yards, 2 touchdowns. Man, Gardner Minshew played okay. Okay, he had some bad moments in this game, but he had some really, really good moments in this game where he was just on point. So, Minshew Mania, baby. Let's go. I would wear his jersey, but I didn't buy his jersey. Actually, I did buy his jersey, but I bought it for a friend of mine who's a big Gardner Minshew fan. Ironically enough, he's a Patriots fan. Still love him. Still my buddy. But he's a Patriots fan. But he's rooting for the Colts because of Gardner Minshew. And hey, I'm all for it. So, here we are, though, 7-5. The Indianapolis Colts are in second in their division. The Jacksonville Jaguars sitting at 8-4. I'll get into that a little bit later. Let's get back into the game before I get into that. 6 sacks by this defense. Awesome stuff by there. But what I want to get into is special teams. The special teams was absolutely phenomenal. Matt Gay, he was 4 for 4 on Sunday. But the 2 blocked punts, one of them was a blocked punt by Nick Cross, which was actually taken back to the house by Stewart. Awesome play there, but there was another where I think it was Tony Brown. He came off the edge and he just a little ripple, and as opposed to being blocking that gunner, he comes off of the edge and kind of goes inside and exploits something. So what it was explained is the tight end there. When the blocked punt happened, he blocked outside. So, the next punt they ran, the Colts brought it out. What the tight end do? He blocked inside. And then, here we go, Tony Brown to the outside. And unfortunately, their punter got hurt. Man, I really hated to see that. But 2 game-changing plays right there. The Colts only got a field goal out of that, unfortunately. But it was enough for the Colts to win. This defense is playing well. 6 sacks. They're getting turnovers. They're opportunistic, man. I'm a little sloppy with the turnover department on defense. There was a couple of times where the Colts could have came away with a turnover, but they didn't. It is what it is. But Levis, 16 of 33, 224 yards and a touchdown. Not anything that's going to jump out at you, really. Not anything that's going to jump out at you. Titans, they go down to 4-8, so we're not worried about the Titans. The AFC, they're not worried about the Titans. We've got a bunch. I'm just looking at this now from on the board here. 7-5. We've got 4 teams in this wild card race that are 7-5, and we've got 3 teams that are 6-6. Let me go over this real quick. At number 5, we've got the Pittsburgh Steelers at 7-5. Number 6, the Cleveland Browns at 7-5. At 7, the Indianapolis Colts at 7-5. So, those are the 3 wild card spots right there. All of them are 7-5. The Colts play the Pittsburgh Steelers later. Also at the 8 seed, The Houston Texans, they're 7-5. The Colts also play them later, Week 18. The 9 seed, which also the 8 and 9 seed don't make the playoffs, but I'm just calling them that seed. The Denver Broncos, who just took a loss to the Houston Texans, they're 6-6. The Bengals, they're 6-6 off of a surprising win on the road at Jacksonville. I'll get into that game here in a second because that's important to the Colts. And then Buffalo at 6-6. Now, the Cincinnati Bengals game. On Monday night, the Cincinnati Bengals played at Jacksonville, and it was actually a pretty solid game. Trevor Lawrence got hurt. Man, that's big for the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's tough. The Jacksonville Jaguars took a loss. And now you start to look at it, the Jacksonville Jaguars sitting at 8-4 without their star quarterback. You know, the Indianapolis Colts a game behind them. They did get swept by the Jacksonville Jaguars earlier this season. But there's still a small chance that maybe the Jacksonville Jaguars slip up without their starting quarterback and the Colts can slide in there and take the AFC South. But you also got to pay attention to the Texans. The Texans have surprised a lot of people too. I think the AFC South is super strong this year. You've got 3 teams and right there, 8-4, 7-5, and 7-5. That's insane. Nobody would have thought that the Colts and the Texans would have been 7-5 here at this point, fighting for a playoff spot. But here we are. This is why we play football. This is why, this is fun. This is awesome. We're in December. It's December 6th. Okay? Those Colts got a game on Sunday at Cincinnati. It's a massive game. The Bengals are in it. They're in it because their quarterback, Jake Browning, he came in and he played it lights out. Hopefully the Colts can get him. Hopefully they got a week of film on him. Hey, okay, we got a game of film on him. Hopefully we can stop him. But you can't overlook the Bengals. This is a very, very interesting time of year. Very, very interesting time of the season where everything's just chaos. You've got, seriously, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams. 7 teams in the AFC, all within one game of each other. And you throw in the Colts and the Texans having the chance to win the AFC South. As you look at the other AFC South leaders, you got the Dolphins. I'm sorry, not the other AFC South leaders. The other AFC leaders. You've got the Dolphins. They're leading the AFC East. They're going to win the AFC East. Okay? The Ravens. I'm going to go out and say the Ravens are probably going to win the AFC North, but you can make an argument for Pittsburgh. They just lost Kenny Pickett, or Cleveland, who just lost Deshaun Watson. So I think that the Baltimore Ravens are going to win that division. And then you look at the AFC West. Denver, they're making their case for a wild card spot, but they lost to Houston, so Kansas City is not really what Kansas City was in the past. A few people have said to me, I don't think they're going to repeat. They might not. The Chargers, they suck. Okay, the Chargers aren't even in the wild card mix. They're like 7 or 8 loss team. And then the Raiders. I don't think the Raiders are going to make any noise, so it's going to be the Chiefs. But the AFC South is wide open. Absolutely wide open. There's 3 teams that could legitimately win it. The Jacksonville Jaguars are still a good football team. They still have really good players, but not having Trevor Lawrence is a very big deal. That's a very big deal. A lot of quarterback injuries this year, by the way. Kirk Cousins, Anthony Richardson. I don't know how I forgot that. Ryan Tannehill got hurt. Oh man, a lot of quarterback injuries, and here we are. Trevor Lawrence. I know I'm forgetting a few. Aaron Rodgers, he got hurt earlier this season. It seems like there's been a lot of quarterback injuries, but that's just the way the game goes. It's really, it sucks. You look at these teams at the beginning of the season like, oh, this team can be good. This team can be good. And then you play throughout the season, and you start to really, the Jacksonville Jaguars were a very, very for real team. But now that they've lost their starting quarterback for however long, it's tough because, man, you were seeing this team as a really good team all throughout the season, but now all of a sudden, without their quarterback, you take them down a notch or two. That sucks. That's it. The Colts got a huge win. They're 7-5, and they're currently in the playoffs. That's all I could want. And we got Christmas coming up. My boss came up to me and said, hey, Austin, do you think the Colts are going to pull out a Christmas miracle and make the playoffs? I said, yes. Yes, Tim, I think they do. Tim's a big Colts fan. Him and I like to talk about Colts. Now, listen, I got something to tell you guys. It is Christmas time, but, my wife has a very bad habit each and every year of, buying me my Christmas gift because she loves giving gifts. Bless her heart. But she buys me Christmas gifts every year, and then she ends up giving them to me because she's so excited. She gives them to me before Christmas. Well, this year, she bought me this microphone, which I absolutely love. I needed a microphone. I've just been talking into an empty, echoey room into a phone, which is fine. You know, it's all good. But this right here, it's a microphone that I saw on TikTok. I was like, hey, I think this is the microphone that I need. Hook it up to your phone. Awesome. So she's like, I gotta give you your Christmas gift. I knew she was getting it for me because I told her this is what I wanted. And she's like, it's no sense of you know what you're getting. There's no sense of it sitting under the Christmas tree. So here you go. So I'm using it for the first time in my video. So let me know how it sounds. I know this might have been a long video, but I appreciate you guys sticking through it. I'm the big dog named Moss, and the Colts, man. They're on their way, man. They're on their way to the playoffs, baby. Let's go! Let's go, Colts!